It's Friday. Thank
Friday.
goodness, thank goodness, thank goodness. It is going to be Fun Friday. It is going to be Musical Friday. We talked about local talent this week. Oh my goodness, we've had this planned a long time. Planned because two of the guests we're going to have are in college. And when college says y'all go home for a few days and drive your parents crazy, we are honored to have part of the famous, the CBS Good Morning Sunday Morning famous Barker Brothers with us, and we're excited. And that's why I promised y'all I would never wear this possum shirt again. Never, never, never. Last time I wore it on the set, I got in my car, I about took that shirt off in the car. I mean, I don't like this shirt. But in honor of, it looks like a possum, and I feel like a possum's up around my neck.
It looks like a leopard or something.
Looks like that darn possum. But anyway, look what I brought y'all today. The Bridgmans bought me this precious little possum, and it is in honor of my friends, the Barker Brothers, who wrote a song, There's 5 pounds of possum in my headlights tonight. So,
and what other significance does the possum have?
Well,
the
that
possum, could be a trivia question.
Yes, that could be a trivia question. And in the other motorhome that burnt slap up, no, it didn't really burn slap up, the whole back end burned up, and then it smells so bad we couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
There was a little possum hanging on the mirror, and that was kind of the significant other. Everybody knows that something happened because of a possum drop, and I'll tell you the story behind this. When the good Lord brings you somewhere and he takes somebody out of your life, sometimes he's opening a door to put someone new in your life.
That's right.
So if y'all can tell me what happened to me that stressed me to the max, it's one of the chapters in the book because it really stressed me to the max. I don't like not being in control. I don't like being stuck somewhere. I don't like things that I can't handle because I'm a handle it kind of girl. So that night, 2 years and 3 months ago, that's just unreal. Something happened to me.
Not that she's counting or anything.
Not that she's counting. Call us at 866-939-2329. Angela, what they gonna win?
We will have a good time.
We'll have a good time. We're not going to give you my possum because Travis and Alicia bought me this for, I think, my birthday. I can't remember. It is. Freddie Brackett rescued me from the possum drop. I was stuck with a motorhome that I couldn't drive. And y'all, seriously, Angela, tell people about me driving the motorhome.
Okay, we're coming back from Dogwood Speedway one day, and we went on Sunday to pick it up. Well, I can drive the motorhome just fine because I'm a big girl and I can do stuff like that. And Mama decides, well, it's Sunday morning, it's early, there's not much traffic. Let me try to drive.
Bad mistake.
About 5 miles down the road, and my life flashing before my eyes about 15 times, I said, pull it over. Pull it over, I'm driving us home. Because she can do anything in the world but drive a motorhome.
But I did. Now, Ralph and Gail can testify to this. Now, y'all testify to this.
She might come moving around the parking lot.
No, I drove it up 515. So you poor people who drive on 515. I drove it up 515, but I swear to you, I had a death grip on the steering wheel. And I was tied up in knots. And Ralph kept saying, you're really doing good. You're doing good. And I'm going, I don't like this. And then a tractor and trailer came beside me, and that was the end of the story because I was so intimidated by that tractor and trailer.
You can't be.
I was so intimidated. Now, the reason I scared you so bad, I'm doing okay coming on 225 in Chatsworth. Okay. And then I panicked because I was meeting a bunch of Harleys. Well, there's something about when you're going this way and all these Harleys are coming this way, I kind of veered over.
She gravitated to them, and then she'd gravitate to the ditch on the other side, and then she'd gravitate to the... And I'm like, Mommy, you're letting them push you. You're letting them push you. Don't do that.
I was a wreck.
Just look in your mirrors and keep it on the white or the yellow line.
I'm hyperventilating just thinking about it.
Oh my God, you think she was in bad shape? No, I was the passenger there thinking I was gonna die.
Well, and literally when we got to where she kept telling me to pull over, and I said, there's nowhere to pull over.
I didn't care.
I don't know if y'all know it, but when they're 37 feet long, there really takes a pretty big place to pull over. I couldn't find anywhere to pull over, and when I finally did, I approached the stop sign, and I was so excited to see somewhere to pull over around the stop sign. So I'm like, oh, Lord, have mercy.
Yes.
I don't drive the motorhome, and thank you, Lord, for sending me this wonderful man who drives the motorhome for me. So, yeah, who won the contest? Who knew the answer? Miss Lois Chastain, who sent us the sweetest message yesterday, and she said she loves when you're on, but to tell you to give up those M&Ms. She said,
give them gonna happen.
Give them up.
not. But tell them how the motorhome got up there and who I impressed.
Oh,
I'm
Angela.
the bad girl that took it up there and backed it up.
Angela
on the side of the
drove
road.
it to the possum drop, and I will tell y'all, you have never had so much fun till you go to the possum drop. You have the only motorhome there, and they positioned us. This is right on the road, y'all.
They did it
I mean,
just
like
to test me.
right on the road, and they said, "Do you need help parking it?" She said, "Oh no, I'll be fine." And literally, she put it in this little tiny space
That's
right next to the porta johns.
And that old man said, "Little lady, you just lost me some money because I bet him you couldn't put it there."
And you did it. You did it. I can't drive it, and I am more afraid of this one than I was the last one.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't know why. But if you get near me in a tractor and trailer on the interstate, I'm nervous anyway.
Right.
So I try to avoid those.
Yeah.
And we got to say today, say a prayer for a trucker, because the truckers today, diesel has hit over $4 a gallon most of the country. It is $4.14, $4.24, $4.39.
It's killing us.
Up to $4.74 a gallon for diesel. So if you have a dad, a grandpa, an uncle who's been in the trucking business all his life, you better pray for him, because these are going to be the times that test the nation.
Yeah.
Now, I understand there's a little stuff going on Facebook. Everybody wanting you to don't buy fuel on Monday. Well, that means we got to buy fuel
And then
today.
I heard it was Saturday.
Well, I heard the 14th, so which is Monday.
So we'll do it both days.
Well,
We got to do it more than once. We can't just not do it one day. We got to do it more than once.
okay.
Everybody stay at home.
What if you traded your big car for a little car? Would that help? How many miles
Yeah.
per gallon does your car get?
Oh, I get good mileage.
Like what?
32 maybe.
Oh, well, trade cars with me today.
I get good mileage because
I
I can fill up, drive from Jasper to Kentucky, and still have about a quarter of a tank of gas.
Oh, well, I can fill up and drive to Jasper.
Yeah, I do get, I'm
You
lucky
know.
there. I do get good gas mileage.
But I like my car. I like my car. And I think that Americans ought to have the right to drive what they want to drive.
Right.
And for you folks who drive those big, beautiful Escalades, I love them things. I just love them. I don't think that somebody should hold us hostage and
Right.
dictate what we drive. I'm not comfortable in little cars.
Right.
It's like me in a motorhome.
Well, when you came back from your meeting the other day in the back seat of that little car, I went in and told Daddy Freddie, I was like, I just saw the funniest thing. If I'd have had a camera, I took a picture because my mama does not get in a little car. And she was in the back seat.
of a little Audi, I think.
Something.
I think it was. And it was weird for me to be there, but
It was
I'm
weird.
nervous about big trucks. So
Yeah.
I drive a big vehicle, which is kind of stupid because the big vehicle really doesn't make that much difference if you're, but if you're in an accident,
Right.
a big vehicle will sometimes save your life.
Well, the Suburban saved my life when I totaled it.
That's
so,
right.
I mean, it, you know.
If you'd have been in a little car, you'd have been crunching.
Right.
Somebody else been sitting here today.
Right.
So it is your right to drive what you want to. And if you love them big Ford Dualies, I do too. I do too. And I love them big jacked up Chevrolet Silverados. I love those big trucks. We ought to have the opportunity to drive what we want to. This is America. We shouldn't be held hostage
But now it's
by,
either by food or by gas.
yeah.
One or
Okay,
the other.
so your choice. Well, you know, that's cheaper than a lot of diet programs if we just don't eat.
Well, that's what Lisa Heaton actually put on Facebook the other day. And our new diet is now either we eat or we buy gas. Well, we got to work, so I guess we're all on a diet.
Yeah,
You
well,
know?
that's a good plan. Speaking of, we worked till 10 o'clock last night, and I went home and I said, now what would I fix myself for supper at 10 o'clock? So Nick had a scrambled egg sandwich, and I had tomato soup. So that's
Aw.
kind of a diet, and that's kind of a budget.
I'm
so
sorry, guess what we had?
you probably cooked something good.
A rotisserie chicken.
Well, somebody bought me a rotisserie
Yes,
about
that's why I mentioned it.
3 years ago, and they keep asking me, are you enjoying your rotisserie? And I said, yeah, it's sitting in there on the box in the pantry, and I bet it'd make good chicken.
Oh my
I don't have
gosh.
time to make anything.
But you know, I bought a whole chicken. It was only $4, and we ate on it, and we still have some for leftovers. You know, I can either make chicken salad or whatever. That's a pretty cheap meal, and it's delicious when you cook them on the rotisserie. I made a pork.
Maybe someday.
I made a
I'll
pork
take it out of the
roast
box.
2 weeks ago on my rotisserie. I mean, it's fantastic, and you buy your meat on sale, and you throw it
She
in there.
is mine after all. Easy
And-
recipes. Easy recipes.
And tell them what I made the other day, spinach meatloaf.
Spinach meatloaf, yeah, and that was pretty good. It was
Yes,
pretty
and then
good.
I made green bean casserole. I've been a little cooked
Now,
lately, so.
y'all, if y'all are sitting out there right now gagging because you hate green bean casserole, a lot of people show up at church with a green bean casserole.
Yes, mine's the best.
And, well, after you've had it like 7,000 times, because everybody for about 20 years ago, I think it came on the scene, and everybody was making that green bean casserole, I would just gag over a green bean casserole. She made one the other day, and I ate some, and I thought, gosh, this is good.
And Daddy Freddie even said, I don't eat green bean casserole. I don't eat it. Well, he had 2 helpings.
He did.
Big old helpings.
He did.
And he said, if Mom don't get in there, it's going to be all gone.
But it's one of those recipes that everybody kind of
But
overdid.
mine is special.
It had a lot of garlic in it, didn't it?
Yeah, and water chestnuts, and I'm not giving it away.
It was very different than any normal green bean casserole. So if you have recipes you want to share with us, please do that. Because we're updating our website and we're adding photos. We've done away with, excuse me, a bunch of old photos. We put in a bunch of new photos on there. And we are looking for spring things that you want us to do, because we are going to travel a little bit in the motorhome. Tomorrow we're going to go on a picnic. And I said for a few cans of potted meat, I think it's still 3 for 99 cents.
Well, right now at, I can't say what store, but I know there's a store that you can get tuna 3 cans for $1 right now.
Good Lord.
Plus, Tori had a coupon and she got 6 free cans.
Goodness gracious. Well, y'all get out and shop some bargains, and this weekend it's going to be 65 and sunny.
Oh,
Go on a picnic. Go on a picnic. Now, you're going on a trip.
No, I'm not
You're not going to go?
No.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Thought you were Kentucky bound.
No, I'm
That's
not
a
gonna
good
go.
thing, because we're awful busy at work.
That's
sure
why I'm
was
not
glad
gonna go.
you're going.
Yeah,
So,
no, I'm not going.
yay. There
No.
you go. There you go.
I'm here.
Thank you, Lord, for making us busy again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's something happening this Sunday at church, and I got to share this with y'all. My friend, and one of those people that I said is one of my favorite guests ever, New Prospect Church on Hardscrabble Road up in Mineral Bluff area. This Sunday, 11 o'clock a.m., the Loopers will be there to sing. They actually watch this show from somewhere in Tennessee, and we're proud you do. And we hope that the church will be packed. Now, you've got a message that's not a good one.
Yeah, I've got a couple things. First of all, Amy and Chad Thacker, they had a beloved dog for over 10 years. And unfortunately, he was shot last Friday, I believe. And so on Facebook, they asked me to just pass this along, and they've also put it in the Pickens County Progress. But there's a reward offered for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the person or persons responsible for the shooting death of a beloved family dog of 10 years. Duke was fatally shot the morning of Friday, March the 4th, 2011 on Parker Road in Jasper. And if you have any information, call them at 770-355-0394. Now, I know what they're going through, because when I had cancer, my dog Mystic was shot, and I never found out who did it, and it is very devastating. And they've had this dog longer than they had 2 of their kids. So it's in the progress, and I'll give the number out, 770-355-0394. And that's for Chad and Amy Thacker and their 3 kids. They lost their baby dog.
What kind of dog was it?
I believe it was a husky. Okay. There's a picture of him on here.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe he was. But also, Tabitha Tilson's niece, Angela Ray, is 16 years old. She lives in Ellijay, and she formerly lived in Jasper. She has blood on her brain, and they don't know if it's tumors or clustering blood vessels, and they're trying to take care of her. But please pray for this young lady, Angela Ray. She's only 16, and they're trying to figure out what is going on with her. So pray for that family and hope that they find out and save her also.
There you go. Today is going to be a day that I want to share one of my favorite recipes with you, and I'm going to admit this. I got strawberries here yesterday on the set.
I'm hungry, speaking of.
Well, I had great intentions. I bought me 5 pounds of sugar, got me some Ziploc bags. I was going home, going to fix these strawberries. If y'all go out there and open my car right now, they're still in it.
Oh,
I didn't get home till 10 o'clock last night. I didn't get to do nothing with those strawberries.
Are they still good?
Oh, they're fine. They're beautiful.
Can we eat them now?
Well, maybe. But right now, we're going to go to something that's going to make you hungry. We're going to do our sponsors. We're going to do our sponsors. We're going to go to my buddy Rich Scott. And let me tell you something. People are posting stuff on Trading Time at 5:03 a.m. I mean, 5:03 p.m. a.m. Y'all go ahead, call Rich at 5:03.
Yeah, call Rich at 5:03 in the morning.
At 5:03 p.m. And I promise you, it is sold by 10 to 6 that very same day. Trading Time is a huge success. We have sold so much stuff on Trading Time. So many of you are selling any and everything. It is amazing. You have purchased things on Trading Time. We've all done it.
Yeah.
It is a great way to bargain shop.
And it's local. That's the
It's
great
local.
thing.
You don't have to, and I don't know how many of y'all watched that movie about the Craigslist killer.
Yeah.
It was pretty disgusting. And when we've sold some things on Craigslist, but let me tell you something, you're dealing with far off strangers that might show up and might not be somebody you'd want at your home. So
Right.
there have been some scary incidences and some murders that did take place
Yes.
because of Craigslist. The great thing about Trading Time, we're just local folks. You know, we're just
Right.
Turtletown to Ball Ground,
Yeah.
and most of us know each other. So when you
Right.
call and say, "Oh yeah, I've got those lawnmowers for sale," and they say, "Hey, is this Sherry?" Yeah, it
And
is.
then you get to talking, either you find out you know somebody or, you know, you've got
Yeah.
some kind of connection, that 7-degree connection, so it's good.
It's good. It's good. Trading Time has turned into a wonderful blessing for these communities because of the downturn economy. Don't know if y'all have noticed it, but the economy's turned down just a little bit.
Yeah.
We are declaring 2011 the year of recovery, and in a little bit I'm going to read a letter from our congressman. And it's funny because I brought my invite to the Hall of Fame Telly Awards, and because if you win silver and yada yada yada, you get invited to this thing. Well, you know what? You get invited and you get to go and all that stuff, but you got to figure out how to get there. And with the
I
cost of
heard-
doing things, you can't get there.
Speaking of a telly, an award period, I heard that Freddie Brackett got the co-host of the, and
Yeah, he
I
did.
thought it was Fun Friday Girl. And then somebody tells me it's
Well,
Bill.
you'll have to call Don Coker.
So-
Don Coker's in charge.
So between me, Bill, and Daddy Freddie, we're gonna be fighting because
They're all number one. They're all number one.
and we can't wait for Charlene to come
We
back.
cannot wait to see Charlene again. It is going to be like old time week,
Yeah.
and she'll be back hopefully, hopefully in the near future. It
Yeah.
may be a couple of months or so, but she'll be back.
Yeah.
So don't forget Charlene. Please continue to
The
pray
bubbly
for her
one.
family. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We're going to go to our sponsors. We're going to go to Trading Time, and we're going to go to Strawberry Cobbler that I made at R&A Orchards. Now, Brackett dubs it Crunchy Strawberry Cobbler because he is not crazy about my crust. He likes his mama's crust. And I said, that's fine, that's fine.
Oh,
my
do you
granny,
think Miss Loretta's watching?
yeah.
God, honey, that was the best pecan pie I've ever ate in my life. And I would
But it was sad
I'd give
we
you
fought over it.
I'd give you a big old kiss if you'd make us another one.
It was so good.
That was so good.
And she made her crust. That's shameful.
I
Because
know.
she made a really good crust.
Oh my gosh,
Yuck.
Miss Loretta, that was the best.
Well, we're
best.
going to share the simplest recipe with y'all. So we're going to take care of our sponsors, take care of business, and we're going to go to R&A Orchards. This is the time of year things begin to come in at R&A, so take a trip out Highway 52, 4 miles out of town, and spend a little time with them. And I guarantee you, if you want to go out there and cook for them, they'll let you. You know, they let me in their kitchen. So
have good
here we
volcanoes.
go. We're going to deal with everything we need to do to take care of business, and then we're going to have very special guest from CBS. That little morning stint they spent with CBS, we've got the Barker brothers here. Yay! Here we go.
Day.
I got to make biscuits. One of my favorite things ever. I got to make a strawberry cobbler.
Did you pick the strawberries?
Are
Or they
you
had them
crazy?
picked for
Are
you?
you crazy? You think I'm going
Do
to
they
sweat?
have somebody that picks them, or is there a machine now
Somebody,
that does it?
and you
I
will
mean-
get to see that.
I mean, you know, now so much technology, there are machines
no,
that pick. But
hand-picked.
wow.
Right here in Gilmer County.
And they were delicious.
They are delicious. Fourth generation R&A Orchards. We're going to show you. This is the world's simplest recipe. This is the best strawberry
It is
cobbler
good.
you ever put in your mouth. Strawberries, Sprite, butter, sugar, and flour. It can't get any easier than that. Right now, we're going to go to the footage at R&A Orchards. Welcome to R&A Orchards in gorgeous Gilmer County. Now, I'm with one of the owners and the worker bees here at R&A Orchards. Jennifer, What beautiful strawberries. What great strawberries. This is your first year doing this. And I have this great idea. I've done this simple recipe. Everything you do here is homemade, hard to do. I'm going to simplify your life. I'm going to share a recipe with you. We took some of your fresh from the field strawberries, and we basically, no effort, washed them and cut the tops off. If they were large strawberries, then I cut them in half. That's it. Isn't that hard? Can you do that?
Yes.
You can do that. I'm thirsty. Are you thirsty?
Yeah.
No, you can't drink that. That's part of the recipe. I was going to get you to get us a Diet Coke. Now, Jennifer, at home, my dish is a little bit deeper, so I might use 1 bottle and a half of this. This is a 20-ounce Sprite. This is the only sugar that goes on the strawberries. You know what gave me this idea? Have you ever seen the movie Pretty Woman? Richard Gere tells Julia Roberts that strawberries and champagne bring out the essence. Well, I'm a non-drinker, so I bring out the essence with strawberries and Sprite. So there you go. Now the crust for this is only butter, pure butter, and now watch this. You know how I measure? I don't. Some sugar, some flour, but if you'll notice, I'm doing equal amounts of sugar and flour. The crust is 2 sticks of butter, equal amounts of sugar and flour. And it gives it a little bit of a crunchy taste, not heavy and not dry. And it is so good. Now you see how the consistency is? Okay, we need a little bit more sugar. We need a little bit more flour. And this will probably make enough for 2 of these. And I'll be honest with you, this one won't last 15 minutes. When it comes out of the oven, don't you have Mayfield ice cream here?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah. I see a little Mayfield ice cream going on with a strawberry cobbler. Now, first year raising strawberries, any surprises?
We've been very fortunate.
Everything looks great. They are beautiful. Now, this is about the consistency, and we tell people we want it to be like thick creamed potatoes. So it's pretty much like thick creamed potatoes. Isn't this hard? Have you seen me measure anything? Have you seen me plan anything? Did this look like anything you could do? I think you can do this. I think your kids can do this. And I said, that's the simple thing about this recipe. A child can go home and prepare dessert for mom. Now, the strawberry season will be how long?
Through this month.
Okay, only this month. So May, come out to RNA Orchards and pick yourself up homegrown. I mean, my gosh, they're grown in the backyard. This is like going out in your backyard and picking strawberries. This is incredible. This is going to be a simple, easy, fast dessert that you could take on a picnic, or you could prepare. You could put this in the oven. How long does your preacher preach? If it's over an hour, it won't work. We gotta have more than 45-minute preachers because this will take about 45 minutes in the oven at between 385 and 400, depending on your oven. But talk about good and talk about fast. And it's something that everybody has these ingredients. And to be honest with you, I have used sugar-free Sprite before. I don't like it quite as much, but if you want to do that, to leave out that sugar, you can do that. Now, in order to make RNA Orchards work, you have some really worker bees in this kitchen who wash them, cut them, make fried pies, do homemade chicken salad, the best homemade chicken and dumplings in the world. This is a family-owned business, 4 generations.
Yes, ma'am.
Amazing, amazing. And how awesome it is that your children can work here at home too, because your children are also in on the act. Now, can you throw this in the oven for me? And we're going to let it cook. See how simple that was? And we can thank Richard Gere for this idea, because when he told her champagne brings out the essence, I think Sprite brings out the essence. Right now, we're going to stick this in the oven, and we're going to be back with a very good, very ready cobbler in just a short time. There you go. Well, that was a fun day, and y'all need to check out RNA Orchards and all our local growers and see what's coming in. Well, I can tell you what's coming in north of us. What's coming in north of us are 2 kids are home from college, and they have come in with some really good grades, both of them making the dean's list. I knew they would. You know, I knew they would, and I'm sure they have that big 4.0, you know, because they're good kids. We are joined by the Barker brothers, Dad, and two are missing. Now, if you can call and tell me who are the two missing from the Barker brothers gang, call us at 866-939-2329. And Angela, what they gonna win?
We'll have a good time.
There you go. Call us and tell us who are the two victims missing from this gang.
Speaking of, though, real quick, Miss Diane from Angel Spirit has been very, very sick. So y'all say a little prayer for her. She was back at the doctor this week again, and she's needing your prayers.
She's got that really heavy hacking, having a hard
she's
time.
having a hard time.
Yeah, pray for her. Now, Scott, let's talk a little bit about these kids, because they're home this week because, why?
They're on spring breaks, what they said. They may be AWOL.
They may be. Now, they brought home some pretty awesome credit cards. Yeah, they probably brought those too.
They better leave those.
They brought home some really awesome report cards, didn't they?
They did. I read it in the newspaper. Our local newspaper put in there that they'd made the dean's list. And I told Angie, I said, no, still no more, don't give them any more money.
Now, and also one of them got a really great honor. Can we talk about what Wesley's doing in the future?
Oh, getting to ride with us?
No, getting to go to Ireland.
Yes, I'll let Wesley explain a
Wesley,
little bit
talk
about it.
about that a little bit.
I got a scholarship from the International Studies Department to go to Scotland and Ireland. I'll be going to Ireland for a week and a half, and then go to Scotland for the rest of it, for the
Wow.
other week and a half.
Well, I think Miss Hannah spent her honeymoon there, and she can give you a little advice on what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
Her photography there was absolutely incredible. Now, will you get time to see part of the country and visit, or will you be working the whole time?
I will. I have a lot of time to visit, and at night I play shows with a Celtic band. We're playing with them. Then I have a time to play bluegrass music. It's me and this professor from the college, and then they come back on and we play again. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But-
Now, did you know that you were up for this?
I had no idea. I mean, my professor, my violin professor at college, she told me, said, "Would you be interested?" You know, and I said, "Surely I would." You know, and she gave me the application, and she said, "You know, we'll see what we can do, but you take this and fill it out." So I filled it out and turned it in. You know, and I had no idea. And she came to one of our shows one night when we were playing in Johnson City, and then after that, I was told, "You'll go for sure." So. Got a good scholarship. And everything.
Okay, we've talked a lot about y'all being on CBS. That was a big deal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To know that the whole world turned in that morning and talked about this little critter sitting right here. Now, when y'all started doing that, how many years now, Scott?
Oh, 10 years, I think, or 9 or 10. I'm not for sure for the possum draw.
Okay, and Angie wrote the song about the possum for that event. Is that
She
right?
did. They've got a couple that they wrote that one of them is called, it's really simple, called Yonder Comes Little Possum, and that's the one that was actually on CBS. And you'd be surprised how many people, once they see you do that, they identify you with that particular song. That's, you know.
Yeah. Okay, this young man was part of a team who wrote another song that's always requested, The Dollar Store.
Yeah, absolutely. And anytime somebody sees a dollar store now, they say, "Hey, I thought of you. I drove by the dollar store and I thought of you, thought of your song." So,
Have y'all ever pitched it to the dollar store to play that in their stores?
No, we haven't. That's a good
Why
idea.
not? Why not? Because they are, golly, I'm going to make a statement that's going to get me in so much trouble, but I'm going to do it anyway. They have a marketing mission to not take down Walmart, but be the Walmart of the corner. You know, they really are on a marketing mission. They're going to build 600 new stores, which is so hopeful for jobs in America today. I mean, they are the big deal right now.
There was a Walmart executive told me, and I had no idea. He said that their main competition, he said, "Who do you think our main competition is?" And I was going to say one of the other big box stores. He said the dollar store.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think the best way in the world to market the dollar store would be that song. When y'all wrote it, was it an easy write?
it was easy because we came up with the music first. Me and Jonathan, we were just sitting around the house one day just playing. And I said, that would be awesome if it had some words to it. And John said, well, why don't we do it about the dollar store? And we were just joking. We didn't even really intend on writing it. And we just slowly came up with the lyrics. You know, we're like, what if you could buy cologne there? You know, what if you could buy underwear? That sort of thing. And pretty soon it became a song.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, I will tell y'all, I am a huge dollar store fan. I like getting in, getting out. You know, I don't like having to walk half an acre to get to one section. And I think that's what's made them successful. Everybody's in a hurry, you know, and if you're on your way home and you've got 5 kids and a hungry a hungry husband, and your dog needs to be let out to go, you got to get home. You don't have time for all that stopping. And I think that's been what's helped them be successful. Their prices are competitive.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pitch that song to them. We happen to have an inside track because Victoria's dad happens to be their rep for all their store remodels. So we're going to take them a copy of it and see if they might be interested in it. It's one of those things, if it ever hits, that tune will be in everybody's ear.
That's true.
I believe it.
Yeah. I've been at shows where y'all weren't going to do it because you didn't think about it. And the audience, no, don't stop. You've got to do the dollar store.
They always request it. It never fails, but we love doing it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Okay, y'all are going to be doing something locally tomorrow night. Tell us about it, Scott.
That's true. We're going to be in, let's say, Young Harris at the Brothers Restaurant up there, starting about 5:30 tomorrow evening. Just invite everyone to come out, and we'll have a fun evening. They have really good food there. I know. I stay
Got
hungry.
some pretty good fried green tomatoes.
They
Pretty
do.
good fried
They
green
do.
tomatoes.
Some
yeah.
awesome desserts. They usually always keep something nice, and they have a big old apple pie up there with ice cream and caramel on it. Man, it's hard to beat, I'm telling you.
Now, I want to ask you a question because you have been very health conscious lately. And you and the boys hunt and walk and a lot of this stuff, and you lost quite a bit of weight. And a lot of people were saying, is something wrong with Scott? Is something wrong with Scott? You just decided to live a better lifestyle. And you're very cautious about what you eat, but you're healthy and fine.
I'm fine as far as I know. Everything's good. I've had they run a bunch of blood work on me after I lost the weight. I lost about 50 pounds.
Right.
I was getting borderline on my blood pressure. And of course, traveling like we do, and you eat late, and you know.
And many times eat the wrong thing.
Sure.
We have been guilty of pulling into a McDonald's and buying, did we buy 20 sandwiches one night?
Ooh, a lot.
I think we got 10 chicken and 10 hamburgers late at night, so we have done that.
And meatloaf sandwiches very late
Yeah,
at night.
we've done that.
That was delicious. That's probably the best meatloaf I've ever ate.
I tell you, it's like you get hypnotized. You just have to get it.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you can get, if Shirley would put meatloaf sandwiches and just put up you know how they've got a rib shack, just put a meatloaf sandwich shack. She would make a killing because I'm telling you, that's the
would.
best meatloaf I've ever
would.
ate.
Meatloaf sandwich and a peach cobbler. That
Ooh,
sounds pretty
yes,
good.
that's
yeah.
right. I'll be there.
Yeah, yeah. Now, but you're doing good. You're traveling a lot. With the boys being in college, Scott, how are you doing your schedule? If people need to book you, how do you do that?
We try to schedule up that way
Okay.
when we can. Of course, the dates we're just not available for the dates. They have to have some downtime to study. And
To
we
be
just,
on Dean's list, I would think they might need to study just a little bit.
They need to. And anyway, we try to. We're going, like I said, a week from tomorrow, we're going to be up in Virginia, which is close to their school. We're going to be about an hour from their school up in Damascus, Virginia. And we just schedule stuff as best we can. Sometimes we have the opportunity to do, and sometimes we don't. We have
Right.
to turn. We had an opportunity to play over in Nashville the 24th of February, and we had to turn them down. That really hurt.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that, but they said they had something going on at school, like test or something.
Yeah,
that
you
day.
know, something a little bit important.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But anyway, we would have loved to have been, and actually we pitched them last night again for an alternate, and they said no, they pretty much have a lot of talent over there, and they get to pick and choose. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
get to go, you need to go when they offer it. But
Get
we
the
couldn't.
opportunity. Now, what about last weekend? You went to a totally new area, and it came about because of CBS?
Yeah, that and 2 or 3 more things. Yeah, one of a local promoter, he's a regional promoter of gospel music. And we went over in the Athens, Georgia area. We were in Commerce Saturday night, and then all the way down just north of Augusta in Union Point on Sunday evening. And we really enjoyed it. We were a novelty there. They don't have a lot of bluegrass. And they said, oh, we haven't heard bluegrass like that in a long time. And I said, they have a lot of Southern gospel come to the churches. It was fun. We were very well received, and it was a really good weekend.
Now, you called me one Monday, I believe it was, and you told me that y'all had been over near, was it Cartersville or Calhoun one night?
Oh, let's see.
Near White, Georgia, over in that area, and you said that
Calhoun.
the church y'all walked into, everybody knew you because?
Because of this and Heart of the Home. That's strange to go in an area you've never been before and they all know your name. And that's, you know, it was.
That was incredible.
Yes, it really was. And they said, "Did Shirley come with you?" And I said, "No." I said, "She didn't. Gas too high or something." I said, but
No, trucking is too demanding. Is the
that's what it
story.
was.
Yeah,
that was
Yeah.
over in Calhoun, and they watch y'all, and they actually watch y'all streaming a lot.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do. Well, y'all are going to do some music today. Tell me what you're going to do. I have seen a little change because we've been watching you. Were you 16, I believe, the first time I saw y'all, and you're now 21?
21.
Wow. Wow.
Are you going to do the dollar store today?
We might.
No.
Daddy said no. And
Why not,
Jeremy said
Daddy?
we might. You know, since we're going to send it to the dollar store people, it might be a good thing if you did a few lines of it. Have you seen your music evolve? We mentioned a song that you came upstairs and did one day, Take Me Home Country Roads. I mentioned that, and then y'all started doing it. You also do one of my favorites, Smoky Mountain Memories. Are you adding some new songs? Are you changing anything about what you're doing? What are some of the new things you'll do?
We've got some brand new stuff, and we're doing a lot of gospel now. And of course, we like to do a lot of the traditional gospel, and we have some that Angie has wrote. That's really good gospel. And we've got some just regular old bluegrass picking songs that we have, you know, wrote, and we're trying to do a lot of our own material now.
That's awesome.
And it works out good, and we go back and pick up. Actually, we found, especially with the gospel, people like the old redback hymnal stuff. You can take that, and they love that.
Yeah.
Something that they're familiar, and especially.
Right.
It's kind of like a comfort food in the way the economy is now.
Yeah.
It's really comforting, and they know, they know where it's coming from.
Now, Jeremy, how many years ago did y'all write the dollar store?
I think I was in 7th grade, the summer of my 7th grade when we
Oh
wrote
my gosh.
that. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's incredible.
So that's been 8 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I say it's the year to bring it out. I say it's the year to make everybody hear that song, because this is a year that this company is looking for many ways to grow, and it sounds like a good plan to me. Now, we're going to let y'all do some music. Today you're going to do Without Mom. How do you manage without and how are you going to manage without this young boy when he's in Ireland?
Well, we've swapped some dates around. Actually, we had some stuff scheduled for then, and we swapped around. And I got a friend. I'm going to call him and say, "Hey, can you come fill in a little bit?" You know, and because now if people expect to see the fiddle, it's like you know, if you say
I
the bar-
can't imagine bluegrass without Wesley being there. I mean, that just, that would be strange.
Oh yeah, I've got to have that aggravation. But anyway, I love old Wesley. He's good. He's a big part of it, and people expect, you know, and actually if you know, and especially if you sign a contract, you got to have the people that you say is supposed to be there has got to be there.
Right. Did y'all go to John Campbell Folk School again this year?
We have not.
Okay.
We have not. I'm not
I remember
sure.
that was one of the largest crowds I've seen you play in front of. It was huge, and there were people. We interviewed people from Washington State, from Idaho, from
Yep.
California that were there at John Campbell Folk School, and I'm like, what are you doing up here in the woods in the hills of North Carolina? But they said they come there every year.
They do. They have a fall festival, and they have a huge crowd at that. And then usually they have what they call a Friday night concert series up there. And we've been part of that for the last 2 or 3 years, and we enjoy that. They have a huge crowd. They have it, the particular event that we've been playing for up there is they offer classes through the week, and they have it where a parent and a child or someone that's a guardian, whatever, can come in for one price. They come and take the classes all week, and then they have entertainment on Friday evening. And of course, it's open to the public.
And it's right around the corner from Possum Drop. There you go. There you go.
It is close.
Now, does Clay have new things planned this year? Because it is a bigger deal than it's ever been before.
It is. Yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to handle the crowds. The crowds, over the past probably 4 or 5 years, the crowds have really grown. It's, you know, they're going to have to, of course, the local government.
How would y'all describe being inside Clay's Corner? Because I would describe it like this. You're just as tight packed in there as a little sardine, and you're just like, Lord, don't breathe on me.
You know,
it's
it is
so
a little
crowded.
tight, but it is fun. It's
It
really,
is
it's
so
one of the
much
most
fun.
the most fun venues we play at.
Yeah. I remember trying to, I had my camera, and I'm there, and I'm right on you, and you're singing, and people keep walking in front of the camera, and I said, do you not see this camera? And they're like, well, I got to go to the bathroom, you know? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And I'm like holding the camera again, and there you go. And I'm like, you know, I got more faces and heads and backs of heads than I got of you singing. But it is the coolest place. Why did he come up with this idea?
He said he did it to just generate a little interest in the area. They have, and I hope I can get this right, but I'm going to, you'll get the gist of what I'm going to try to explain to you here. Their local senator up there, he said that he had a representative there. He weren't there. It's Heath Schuler. He used to quarterback up at University of Tennessee. But anyway, he's their representative or state senator or something. I'm not for sure. Anyway, he's just their part of their government. And they said it was the only, let me see if I can get this right, congressional recognized possum drop in the United States, I believe. It's something to that effect. You'll have to look that up. Don't quote me on that. But it was interesting to see. And you'd be surprised. They have judges and state representatives there, and they're right on the Clay County, North Carolina, and Cherokee County border there. And so they have a sheriff. Both sheriffs were there for the last few years. They've been there, and I know one of them from Cherokee County. He's a friend of mine. But anyway, it's you would be surprised who it draws out.
Oh, yeah.
And
Now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Bill Geist was the one that from CBS. Now he was a hoot. He showed up in that. He had a little suit on
And on the bow tie.
and a little bow tie.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was so neat. And to get to meet him, he's just wandering around there in the crowd. But he did stick out.
Just a
How
little
wild. Where does the possum come from? Is it a pet possum, or does he catch a new one every year?
I think that's a pet. It's
You're
it's
kidding.
very well
bit. What
kept.
was his name this year? Lordy me, I can't believe I can't remember his name.
Opie?
Opie.
Yeah.
That's right, Opie.
So
Okay.
it's the same possum every
I
year?
think so.
Pretty
I
sure.
think so.
Really?
That possum is very well taken care of. And,
Oh,
Well,
my
this one
gosh.
is too.
right.
This one is too. Well, we're going to let y'all sing a little bit. What are you going to do today?
Well, since we don't have the rest of our gang here, we'll probably do a couple of picking songs. One that everybody requests and everybody enjoys is Wesley doing Amazing Grace.
Oh,
We thought
yeah.
we'd
Yeah.
end our little deal today with that. We're going to start out with just an old picking song, one called Gold Rush. And we renamed that. If we got somebody in the audience that likes a lot of Irish music, we name it an Irish song.
Oh, yeah.
And if not, we just name it Gold Rush. That's what it's known by here in the Southeast. And then we've got a gospel song that me and Jeremy's going to try to do a little harmony on.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to take a break and we're going to go to our community calendar. There are a lot of things happening. I want to read you something from my Congressman, Tom Graves. Now, we've all been talking. Your community, this program and this business is about your community. And like many other businesses, everybody is struggling. And it is important that we let our congressman know when we send him to Washington what we expect of him. And today I got a letter. This is weird. I opened the mailbox this morning. I represent you in Congress, and I am so proud to do it. I am a Georgia conservative, and so are you. I listen to what you tell me, and I take your strong beliefs and values to Congress. You told me that the government takeover of our health care was unconstitutional, obscene, expensive, and wrong. The first bill I introduced in the session to Congress was legislation to stop that. You told me that the federal government had gotten far too big, way too costly, and is grabbing power our founding fathers never intended for them to have when they wrote the Constitution. I'm on a mission to shrink the government. Praise the Lord. Spur our small business owners to generate new jobs and get Washington's big nose out of your life, your family, your doctor's office, and your business. Man, the way I see it, the federal government is a monster that the liberals made, and it's time to put it down. We've got to put a plug into the wellspring of federal spending. For my 3 kids and all of North Georgia's children, we need to start making the hard choices so they won't be saddled with a $14 trillion debt. The liberals, with their big government views, had their chance and they failed. The good citizens I'm proud to represent in North Georgia's 15 counties have been up to here in Washington with overspending, overtaxing, overregulating, overborrowing, and overreaching power grab. Now, while I'm fighting to change the status quo in Washington and bring real reform to the federal government, our liberal rivals are working just as hard to grow government. And because I don't yield to the status quo, I'm committed to cutting spending, reducing the size of government, empowering the people, not bureaucrats. Democrats want to take me out. We do something here in North Georgia that is rare and almost unheard of in Washington. We plan ahead. And this letter, if you haven't, if you don't vote, you can't gripe. I gripe all the time and I vote. So, we're not going to be happy with everything going on in Washington, but I think it's important whether you're Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, I don't care what you are, make your voice heard. We want less taken out of our pocket. And I think it's very important as you guys are traveling, if you're buying fuel, I want you to look today at the fuel pump and see how many cents go to taxes. Because the fuel prices are bad, but the taxes on the fuel price. She does fuel tax for the trucking company. We send thousands of dollars every quarter. So we've got to have good roads. We have to have good schools, but we have to cut the spending. And my friend, Joe Kelly McCutcheon, who has taught me this slogan, we've got to cut spending, we've got to cut spending. He is so determined to do it. We've all had to cut spending. We don't get to go out like we used to. I'd like to go to Brothers every Friday night, but we don't have it in the budget, And I think that's something we all need to look at our budgets. Y'all get to go to college. If they cut out the Hope, there are going to be kids who can't go to college. It's going to be a tough time in America.
They have made some changes with Hope, I heard this
They did last night. They voted some changes. Write your congressmen, write your senators, vote. Don't care how you vote, it's your choice. But listen to what your congressman, what your representative is saying, and then vote your conscience. As somebody who spends, and when you see those decals on the big trucks and it says this truck pays $5,342 in road use taxes a year, every single truck in America pays at least that much, but that's only the beginning. When you pump up, every time you pump up, so many cents goes to taxes. We have got to stop some of that spending. We have got to make the people that we elected listen to us. And it's so important because these guys have to have hope for the future. And do you see them being able to live as easily as you and Angie lived?
No, not even with a college education.
It's very scary, Scott. It is very scary. I told Nick yesterday, I said, you better pray that I live to be old because I can improvise and make things happen. His generation, I am scared to death.
We were talking just on the way down. I said, you realize if gas is going like it is right now, it's averaging over 10 cents a week. That's just the average.
Yeah.
By in 1 year from now, it would be over $8 a gallon.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That's a lot.
And you drive a little bitty car. I'm terrified every time you get in that car, but the Lord's riding with you. I know that, son. I know that.
Yeah, we say prayers before I
Yeah, but you drive, seriously, a car that's about this big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wesley, what do you drive?
The car's about that size.
Yeah,
Same size.
and you have to. You have to. Now, I would rather put my kids in an old pickup truck that gets 5 miles to the gallon. But I can't afford it right now. You just can't afford it.
No.
So y'all made a choice when you bought him that car, and you got a little speech from me because I was worried to death about it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was scared to death, but you do what you have to do. These kids are not going to have it as easy as we had it.
No, the days of an old $100 car and you can get out here and put, $5 worth of gas in it and ride all weekend, those days are gone.
They're gone.
They're gone.
They're gone. They're gone. But y'all are the hope for America. Now, would either one of you consider going to Washington? Would either one of you consider running for Congress? Would either one of you want to make such a change in America that you would venture to do that?
I'd like to help America someday and just make it to where people could live.
By being a representative or whatever, or vice
just
president?
whatever I can do to help. That's
Yeah.
the main thing.
Yeah.
Whatever, just even something small or whatever needs to be done to help.
Because there are people in America. Matt went to West Virginia last week, and you've been in poverty-stricken areas. You know what it's like. He came
Right.
back, and he said, man, because I had told him about Kentucky. He came back, and he said, I couldn't believe it. I just can't believe
That's
it.
the Coalfield region. That area is one
Yeah.
of the most distressed areas because the coal just goes out of that area and the wealth leaves when they bring that out and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, he said it was very sad. He said, I've just been, he said, I was so hopeful. And actually, somebody was saved that morning. And he was so excited. And he said, with my excitement came, I'm leaving these people here and I'm going back to my nice home and my nice car with 300,000 miles on it, but it's a nice car, you know.
right.
And he said, these people have nothing. They have nothing.
Oh, yeah. We see you travel through a lot of places, and you can tell, and me and Ange, we're sitting in the front of the van, and we're talking about that, and I said, listen, I said, you can look and tell things are not like they were
Oh, yeah.
a few years ago here in the United States.
That's
Right.
right.
You know, I hate to say this, but I know we need trust in the Lord.
Oh, yeah.
But I hate to say it, but we've took a step back.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
And it's just, you can tell here in the United States that we're not, you know, we're not on the green pasture road that we were a few years ago. And that we're going to have to pray about things and make some smart decisions because things are just not going to be like they were. I mean, you can tell the economy's dictating now a lot of what people do.
Yeah. Well, I know there are, I believe I read a list, there were 221 churches in the state of Georgia that were filing foreclosure. Because if you go to church on Sunday, that's great if you can afford the gas to get there, but when you get there to tithe, you don't have the money you used to have to put in that offering plate.
No.
Because you've got to put food on the table for your children. So there are a lot of businesses, and church not being a business, but it is about the business of paying your power bill at church and paying whatever you have to pay. It's a very tough time, and it scares me. And you two guys makes me very nervous for you. But we're gonna come out of it. I keep saying 2011 is the year of recovery.
Hope you're right.
Man, by the end of the year, I want y'all to prove that I got it right. I chose 2011 to be the year of recovery, and I really hope it is.
Yeah.
I hope it is. I hope that we find something that turns us around. And, you know, I don't know if that Monday thing everybody's trying to organize with not buying gas on Monday. If you don't buy gas on Monday, you got to buy it Tuesday. So I don't know. You know, I don't know what the answer is. And you drive a small car. How many miles per gallon do you get?
Roughly 30 on
30.
the interstate.
What, did y'all ever see Freddie's white Toyota?
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, he got 36 till I drove it, and I got about 28. So your driving habits have a little something to do with it.
You're used to driving a 69 Chevelle.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I am. We're going to take a break, and we're going to set y'all up, and we're going to bring you a tiny, sort of, Barker Brothers concert. It's sort of because there's two people missing. Did we have a winner on that contest? Did anybody know who the two people missing on the Barkers are? Okay, what you got going on there?
I've got birthdays. I've got Johnny King on March 11th from Brenda. Happy birthday. And then John Calvin Porter, March 12th, 17 years old from your grandmother. And then Joey Massey on March 9th turned 18 years old. And this is from his mama and daddy, Cassandra and Jesse. Joey Massey also needs your prayers because he has been in the hospital since before his birthday, I believe, and he has heart problems. So please pray for this young man. He just turned 18 and he is in the hospital with heart problems.
Wow.
So happy birthday to Joey, John Calvin, and Johnny King.
There you go. Happy birthday to all of you. We're going to take a break, and we're going to go back to the community calendar. Remember, if you have community events, get in touch with us and let us know about it, and we will share the information. Tomorrow night will be the Miss Fannin. Now, guys, you might find a chick at the Miss Fannin pageant tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at the Performing Arts Center. $5 donation at the door to help the Rebel Band. There you go. And these guys were members of another band. How's the band doing at school?
It's pretty good.
It's really good.
Is it growing? Yay, yay. And you started out the years that it was very fresh and very new, didn't you?
Yes, I
Yay.
did.
Well, congratulations to both of you for Dean's List. And we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, these young men and Papa here are going to be over there singing their heart out for you. Hang on, we'll be right back.
One more day, one more time, one more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day with you. One more day. First thing I do is pray for time to crawl. I'd unplug the telephone, keep the TV off. I'd hold you every second, say a million I love yous. That's what I do with one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day. Leave me wishing still for one more day. Leave me wishing still for one more day with you. One more day, one more day.
Little Gold Rush hour to start the morning off. We're going to do an old gospel song now. This one we really enjoy doing. We'll let Jeremy kick it off here.
My lady sun is sinking fast. My race is nearly run. My Lord steps reached my heavenly home, my spirit loudly sings. The holy ones, behold, they come. I hear the noise of wings. Oh, come, angel band, come and around me stand. Oh, bear me away on your snow white wings to my immortal home. Oh, bear me away on your snow white wings to my immortal home. Oh, bear me away on your snow white wings to my immortal home.
We'll do an old gospel favorite here. This one that we get a lot of requests for wherever we go, and it features Wesley on the fiddle and Jeremy on the guitar. Hope you enjoy it. It's a good instrumental. It's Amazing Grace. Good job there, young man. We'll let Jeremy get up in the G there. We're going to, since Sherry requested it, we're going to try to do a little bit of the dollar store. I'm hoping I can do a little harmony with old Jeremy. I missed Jonathan when he's not in to help on that. John, you missed this time. I know you'll watch this, and you got out of it. So y'all say a little prayer for us. We're going to try the dollar store.
Store. It's what you're longing for. They've got that cheap cologne, and it's really strong. It's at the dollar store. It's at the dollar store. It's what you're looking for. Everything's cheaper there, even your underwear. It's at the dollar store. It's at the dollar store. It's what you're looking for. It's where your granny goes to buy her pantyhose. It's at the dollar store. the dollar store.
Very good.
Is that not the cutest song?
That is a cute song.
Now, today is Friday, and we draw a birthday cake in just a few minutes. So if you
Yes.
have birthdays that you haven't gotten in, please get in touch with us, and we will draw. I'm not sure where the cake comes from this week, but there are many good bakeries in our area who help us out with this, and one of them being one of my favorite places to hit for a bacon biscuit, the Dairy Queen here in LJ. And I know they're open till 11 a.m. now for breakfast, so if you get out of work, you got a little time, run by there and get a biscuit and gravy or a bacon biscuit. So many local businesses need your help. Please get out this weekend. They have been in business since the early 60s. They made it through the tough times. They're very fortunate. They also have a great crew. And good morning to Judy and all you guys. Some of the folks who work there have been there over 30 years. That's pretty amazing.
Yes,
Now, have
it
you got
is.
some more birthdays?
Also, I have a prayer request here for Bert Merrill. Looks like early dementia and going for more testing, for more medicine. So say a prayer for Bert Merrill. And then we have happy birthday to Anita Green on March 13th.
Happy birthday, Miss Anita.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Scott Hamrick, called in from your mom, 38 years old on March 11th. Happy birthday. And Rachel Reese from your sis, Tabby Avery, March 11th. Happy birthday, Rachel.
Happy birthday to each of you. And remember, if you have birthdays or if you have events that are happening, please get in touch with us and we'll add it to the community calendar. We do the birthdays every day and we do prayer requests. And I think the prayer requests are one of the big things here. I remember the moment, the first day I asked for a moment of silence because of Kentucky tornadoes that killed about 9 people. I remember that moment and I was so nervous because yes, we're in America, yes, we're in a free country, but I wasn't sure how that would work.
Did you hear the news this morning about the tsunami?
I did. I saw a little bit
And they
of
were
that.
waiting for it to hit Hawaii.
Wow.
And it's
Yes.
in the middle of the night there.
Yeah.
And they're trying to evacuate everybody. It's so scary. I want to get back and get a news update on that. So
This is a time that there are so many weather-related incidences that are just, and it is a time to pray for your neighbors. Pray for your neighbors who live far away. Pray for everybody. That is one of the rights we have. Wow. Wow.
8.9.
That is one
Earthquake in
big
Japan.
earthquake. Yay.
Oh my
gosh. It is very scary.
That's huge.
Well, the other day in America, some things are happening, and I read something, and because I jerked it off the fax machine, didn't pay attention to where I put it, I want to read this again. I got some requests for people who wanted a copy of it, and I actually mailed some copies out. So this is a kid, got an A+ for this paper. And I warned you, some of it might offend you, and if it does, I'm sorry, close your ears. By a 15-year-old school kid who got an A+ for this entry. This is totally awesome. Okay, we're going to do it, and I'm going to do it in order this time. Since the Pledge of Allegiance and the Lord's Prayer are not allowed in most public schools anymore because the word God is mentioned, a kid in Arizona wrote the attached new school prayer. This is the new Pledge of Allegiance. Now sit me down in school where praying is against the rule. For this great nation under God finds mention of him very odd. If Scripture now the class recites, it violates the Bill of Rights. And any time my head I bow becomes a federal matter now. Our hair can be purple, orange, or green. That's no offense. It's a freedom scene. The law is specific. The law is precise. Prayers spoken aloud are a serious vice. For praying in a public hall might offend someone with no faith at all. In silence alone we must meditate. God's name is prohibited by the state. We're allowed to cuss and dress like freaks and pierce our noses, tongues, and cheeks. They've outlawed guns, but first the Bible. To quote the good book makes you liable. We can elect a pregnant senior queen and the unwed daddy, our senior king. It's inappropriate to teach right from wrong. We're taught that such judgments do not belong. We can get our condoms and birth controls, study witchcraft, vampires, and totem poles. But the 10 Commandments are not allowed. No word of God must reach this crowd. It's scary here, I must confess. When chaos reigns, the school's a mess. So, Lord, the silent plea I make. Should I be shot, my soul please take. And this is, if you're not ashamed, please pass this on, and I've passed it on to many of you, and I've even mailed out copies. If you would like to have a copy, you know how to reach me.
And a 15-year-old wrote that.
A 15-year-old got
Wow.
an A+ for this. He may be on the dean's list too.
Wow.
Please contact me at Sherry at ETC Mail if you would like to have a copy of that, and we will email it to you. And some people who didn't have computers wanted them mailed out, and I did that. What you got now?
Madeline Zimmerman.
Madeline
March
Zimmerman.
12th. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Yay.
And many, many years ago, a gentleman named James Willis Smith died very, very young, and his birthday would have been on Sunday. And when you look back at your life, sometimes there are things you would want to change. Sometimes there are things that you would never change. He was a part of my life that I would never change. He was very, very young and went to an early grave from a massive heart attack. So, but anyway, Sunday would be his birthday, so there you go. There you go.
Well, he's celebrating in the big place.
He's celebrating in the big place. He is celebrating. Remember, tomorrow night, the Barker brothers will be at Brothers up at Young Harris. And on Sunday morning, the Loopers will be at New Prospect Baptist Church on Hardscrabble. And that is where my buddy Bill Pittman is the pastor. Now, my buddy Bill Pittman, about 4 years ago, didn't even know who the Lord was. And all of a sudden, his family prayed and prayed and prayed. And I want to say good morning to them. His mom gave me some flowers, and I've never had flowers that lasted as long in my life. I don't know what they put in those flowers, but I toted them around till I just literally, I got tired of toting them because everywhere I went, I took those flowers with me.
Well,
But they
you know,
did
my
great.
flowers that my honeys gave me have lasted 2 weeks today.
It's amazing. There are some new chemicals they're putting in flowers. Remember our local businesses. It is so important that we don't see any more doors shut. Been a lot of doors shut in the past 3 months. It was like this winter took down some businesses who had barely skated through there and doing okay, and then all of a sudden it just didn't work. One of our local businesses, Donnie Craig's garage / gas station / whatever, closed the doors. And to go by Burgess's gas station, that place has been there over 50 years. I loved it because they pumped your gas.
I had just gotten an oil change there, like in January.
Yeah, and they're gone now. So there are so many local businesses that didn't make it. Please support our local businesses. We have so many great sponsors who are local, family-owned businesses, and we encourage you to shop with them when you can. Now, also, I've had a few people make comments on Facebook who said, well, I went there and I tried to shop. They didn't have what I wanted. Let the local folks know what you're looking for, and possibly they could order it for you. So with the price of gas, to go down the big road to town center, it would take a quarter of a tank of gas. Is that about right? At least. So that's probably $16 now. So, you know, if you shop at home, number one, you're going to save that $16 from travel. And some of the grocery stores have that deal where if you buy groceries there, you get 10 cents off a gallon. So there you go. Shop locally with your groceries too. And do what you can to keep this area. We want to be the place everybody wants to come.
Plus it keeps local people working.
Keeps jobs. Jasper has lost over 150 jobs since January 1st. That's very, very tough because we are still a small town. Our population is about 29,000, I believe. And when you have a small community like that and you know that this one lost their job, this one lost their job, you just have to pray for those folks and know that when a door closes, another door will open. Another door will open. So there you go. We've got another birthday. And remember, it is Friday, and we're going to be drawing in just a minute. What you got there?
Gary Penley, March 13th, from your mother-in-law. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Tina Ledford, March the 8th. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. There you go. Okay, you got me another one? And we've got just a couple of minutes, and we're going to be drawing. So if you have last-minute birthdays you want to get in, that one is... I was looking to see if I had a phone number, what area they're from. I can, you know, we have folks from Ball Ground to Turtletown who call us and add to the birthday bucket. And right now, I am going to stir them up, and we're not sure where the cake comes from, but so many stores are involved in the cake and helping us out, and from the Dairy Queen. And I've got to tell y'all in Jasper, now, y'all have got to get the Sherry Martin Blizzard right. Your night shift is not doing it right. Your day shift is doing a really good job. But I got a complaint at 10 o'clock Sunday night. Somebody went and got a Sherry Martin Blizzard, and it wasn't right. Y'all, when you put those nuts and you put that chocolate in there, you barely mix it up. Hit it for 2 seconds, and then cut that bad boy off. Don't you go chopping and dicing that chocolate. Because the whole point is to have big, chunky chocolate with nuts. So there you go.
The cake's from Food Line.
Cake is from Food Line this week, so there you go. And many of our local businesses do honor us by donating a cake for you. So thank you very much for those local businesses. And I want to remind you, Thursday night is Blue Jean Cuisine night at the Woodbridge Inn. Please pray hard this weekend. Hans is going for more testing with Dr. York, his oncologist at Piedmont, on Monday. He went down and did a little food thing at Fayetteville Piedmont Hospital yesterday. He's having some pain. He has had so much pain. He has endured so much, but I'll guarantee you, your prayers have lifted that kid. Anybody else would have given up by now. He never gives up. Please go out Thursday nights and spend time with him at Blue Jean Cuisine at the Woodbridge Inn. And if you're having a birthday and you don't want to buy a cake, buy yourself a lemon pie at the Woodbridge Inn. That's my birthday cake of choice.
Or a bananas foster.
There you go. Okay, hold it up.
Alrighty.
All righty. And the cake is from Food Line in LJ.
Inez Hales of Jasper.
There you go.
From Rick and Selena.
There you go. And she is celebrating her 72nd, which means she is young and feisty and going to be out doing and a-doing.
Winner.
Okay, and this one, if you have prayer requests, please contact us too. And also you can send me a message on Facebook because we add things like that. We did put Julie Weeks' story. Adam got it on YouTube. And for some weird reason, I can always share our YouTube clips with you. This one will not go to Facebook. Facebook and this one are fighting, and it won't go. So you'll have to go to Sherry Martin 2009, and then just go click on Julie Weeks, and you will get to see a little bit of their interview, but you will get to see the amazing song "Saved by Grace Again" by Jimmy Allen. It was an amazing day. It was probably the day we had all waited with anticipation, hoping that Julie would be strong enough to be with us one day. The idea that she was able to walk down this hall was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your prayers for her, because we know that prayers are answered. Prayers are answered. Do you have any more requests? Nothing?
I'm done.
It's
I'm
over.
good.
And please, will you tell about the dog again? Give Chad and Amy's number in case.
Yes. Their number is 770-355-0394. And their little baby Duke was shot last Friday, and they are offering a reward. It was just off Parker Road, and so give them a call if you have any information. Because
And there is a reward?
there is a reward.
There's a reward. So
Yeah.
if you know something, or if you accidentally shot a dog, let the neighbor know, because they worry, because you
I don't think mine was an accident.
You drove us crazy when Mystic was shot, because you weren't able to get out and put out flyers and do. We never did find out who did that. So don't have a clue. But sometimes there are accidental shootings. But sometimes there are just vicious, mean things. And there's reward. This is a family friend, a family pet of over 10 years.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
We don't say goodbye here.
No.
And we have to remind you that you have to keep in touch with us and tell us where to go next weekend. We have a little route planned this weekend. And we kind of look around and we decide based on the weather where we're going to go. If you have new places that we haven't ventured to, I would like to have somewhere that the motorhome could go. Well, Freddie don't care. He don't care if it's four-wheel drive. We have been up to, we've been to Hanging Dog, North Carolina. We have been about as far in as you can pump in sunlight. And so many places within an hour of our viewing audience. Call us and get in touch with us and let us know so we can plan next week's trip. Tomorrow we have a little trip planned, and it's over and around and up the river and through the woods somewhere off of Asca. And Asca is such a beautiful area. And another special birthday yesterday, Miss Sue Taylor celebrated her birthday. And I wanted to say this. There are so many men who have made a difference in America. Bob Engel was one of those who made a difference in America. He passed away recently. So we've lost Sam Walton, Dave Thomas from Wendy's, and now Bob Engel. So many of the, and now I'm going to ask the last trivia question of the day. If you can tell me, who is the gentleman who just celebrated his 90th birthday? He didn't invent the chicken sandwich, but he invented the way to sell it. And he is a marketing genius. He gives back. If you can tell us who just celebrated their 90th birthday, he is a big guru in, he is a mass marketing genius, and he can sell more chicken than anybody you ever heard tell of. Call us at 866-939-2329. It is time to do that thing. We're not going to do it. We're not going to say goodbye.
No.
We will say we will see you again, only on ETC3. Remember, Rich Scott comes on right behind us. And weekend, a great time to get out and visit your neighbors and find out what they've got to sell. And if you call at 5:05 this afternoon, I bet you by 6 o'clock you'll have sold something.
I know.
We will see you again only on ETC3. From North Georgia Now Today, Sherry, I can't wait to see what her name is today. Lord help us so.
It's the same it always
It's
is.
Angela.
Piper Elizabeth
No,
Banks.
it's Angela Laura Burgess. That is her name. And we will see you again every day, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 10 a.m., 6 to 7:30 p.m., and 1 to 2:30 for you late nighters. You be here and we'll be here too, only on ETC3.
But tears filled my eyes when I found out she was gone.